Good evening, everybody. From Tokyo, obviously. And what we're looking at right here is one of Japan's most iconic and beautiful buildings, the Nakagin Capsule Tower. And tonight we're going to be talking about this building, taking a look at it, exploring its history, exploring the area. If you haven't already, give that like button some love. Let's get things rolling. I myself actually was lucky enough to spend some time in this building, and I will tell you all about that in just a little bit. So the Nakagin Capsule Tower, in case you don't know anything about it, is set to be demolished really soon, which is super sad. We will get up and take a much closer look at it. This building was, that is a noisy little motorcycle down there. This building was completed in 1972. 1972, that's like 400 years ago. And it's comprised of, I think, 144 factory built and arranged units. They're just incredible concrete core units. They're amazing. Also, Inaka Adventures kicking off the super chats saying, went up to Tokyo last week to, oh no, this thing's gonna, every time a comment comes in, get rid of it. To get my shots of Nakagin before it goes down. Sad to hear and see it go. Yeah, it is, it's heartbreaking to see the basic reasons of why it's going, why it's disappearing is it has simply aged. You see, when it was built, also Not Scary Steve keeping that super chat ball rolling, thank you. When this thing was built, the original goal for it was for each one of these capsules, I think we can see here, all way too dark, I don't recommend zooming in. Each one of these capsules was meant to be replaced every 25 years. Also, I just love the look of it with the neon sign here. But unfortunately, this was like an architectural movement. Like, it came out of the ruins of World War II, and the goal was to have this radical new vision, this view for Japanese cities. And again, it was going to be, each capsule was supposed to be replaced every 25 years, and it just never happened. And instead, they just got rented out on a super short-term basis. And Tim in there keeping the super chat ball rolling with evening beverages. Tim, thank you so much for that. Super appreciate it. And ever since coming to Japan, this has been one of my favorite buildings. Now, if you're a super early on TOKYOLENS viewer, Eva-chan, thank you for the super chat evening snack. You will know that one of my early on videos, I got to hang out inside of that and even go up onto the roof and listen to that motorcycle over there because he's super loud. And I got to go up onto the roof and whatnot and explore up there, and the whole thing inside and out is just amazing. Inside it looked like something out of Mirror's Edge, and it was just spectacular. But why don't we get up a little closer to the building? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this walkway that goes along here all the way down, and then we're gonna get right up close to the building so that you guys can see what it looks like and explore the area. Now, one of the goals for tonight was to do this stream with my good buddy Lukasz, because Lukasz used to rent out Nakagin Capsule Tower as his office. So for any of the super original OG TOKYOLENS viewers back before this was even a real YouTube channel, does anybody remember the episode where I went and visited Lukasz in the Nakagin Tower and he gave me a peek around on the inside? At that time, I honestly never expected this place to actually get torn down. I never thought the day would come, but the day has come, and it's coming very soon, and it's so sad. Yes, people are remembering that episode. That makes me really happy. So the Yeah, unfortunately, so there's an organization that's been trying really hard to preserve the Nakagin Capsule Tower, and it just honestly hasn't gone well. For a while throughout the year, they were even running tours where you could go in and take one last peek at the Nakagin Capsule Tower, and I had gone in, I had gotten the opportunity to take a peek, and I was working on doing like a bit of a last minute, semi-rushed documentary of it. And then Chris let me know that he was working on his, and when his came out, it was so incredible. There was so much overlap, and I was like, you know what? That has to be the undisputed. I wanted to make the video because there was nothing on Nakagin at that time that really spoke to the atmosphere, the tradition, and the history of the building. And Chris did it so incredibly well. So if you have not had the opportunity to check out Chris's video on that over on Abroad in Japan, 100% go and check that out. It is probably the single best representation of what the Nakagin is and its history. So I highly recommend that video. And Philip in here, keeping that super chat ball rolling. Philip, thank you so much. Saying, I missed a chance to see Nakagin back in 2018, and my return has been delayed by COVID. I accidentally pushed something weird. Really hope they are preserving a few units somewhere else. So, interestingly enough, one of the most amazing facts about this building is that there's been a lot of contact from overseas, from museums and stuff like that, from people who are saying, we want to preserve one of the units because the units can be popped out and relocated and moved. And so people are saying, we want to have one of the units in our museum, which is just incredible. And let's see if we can zoom back into an acceptable quality level. There we go. As soon as it gets just a little dark, the quality just goes. And so, but amazingly, the Preservation Society for this building has been searching to see if there are more Japanese museums and whatnot that would be interested in having one or multiple of these units, and they've actually been struggling in finding any. The Japanese museums just either A, don't currently have the budget or the interest to preserve any of these Nakagin units. And so there's a chance that you may even see Nakagin units in your country at some point. There are ones that are out near parks and stuff like that, and there's an entire building that is made by the same designer that you can stay in, but a stay in that building will cost you $2,000 to $3,000 for a single night. There is one more super chat in there that I do want to read, and as we walk along, I'll say one of the best places to get a photo of Nakagin is from this little space right here, but you got to be super careful because this is a semi-busy road, and drivers in this area are by far the most passive-aggressive drivers ever. I've stood up here, had my tripod up here trying to get a shot. Let's see if we can zoom back. Little dark, but it's still good. And had drivers like come cutting through here, flashing their high beams and honking their horn and whatnot. They do not like it when you're standing in a spot that you shouldn't be standing in. So, and Joyful Cheese keeping that super chat ball rolling, saying, love the streams and the insights so much of Japan we never get to see. Disappeared again. Last super chat will be joining the Patreon crew in its place. Joyful Cheese, I love that. Absolutely. Welcome to the Patreon crew. We're gonna try and frogger our way across this road from this month and maybe next month. From probably next month, the Patreon's gonna have access to a whole side of TOKYOLENS stuff that otherwise will not be going public for some time, an entire separate adventure, because I am actually moving out of Tokyo. And Ryzik Kolanko saying, watch it in the morning from Kitchener. Hello from Kitchener. That is crazy. It's always crazy when there's people from my hometown. So, I'm gonna have you guys vote. Do you wanna hang out here for a bit and do more Nakagin Capsule Tower facts? Or do you wanna see what the area around the Nakagin Capsule Tower has in store? Vote it in the comments and let me know what you would like to see. You know what else I realized that I could do? I don't know where it went. I don't know if I can do it. I should be able to do it. Look at this. I can go. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. Yeah. Okay, I'm done. Yes. And all right. This was actually the entrance. Let's get up a little bit closer. A lot of people are saying, let's go for a walk and check out the area around. And wow, Sammy in there with a super sticker. Sammy, thank you so much for that. Massively appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So this is / was the entrance. No trespassing. So, and the door is just a very big, uninviting entrance. And you can see they've already got the fences up. They're getting ready to tear it all down. And as we got in there, my trust in the signal also went way down. Are we back? If we are back, let me know, and we'll go start exploring the area via the back streets. Yeah, the entrance is definitely a no trespassing, no signal. So the security in this place was also absolutely insane. They did not like people wandering in. So even if you knew somebody and you were going in, for example, for a business meeting, when I was meeting my buddy Lukasz, they were super strict about it. So let's go around back and take a peek at Nakagin from different angles and check out some of the streets around here. So it literally looks like this 360 degrees all the way around. It is such a cool, amazing little building. And if you were to look at it on a map, you'll notice that the Hamarikyu Gardens are super nearby. And just over the bridge from the Hamarikyu Gardens is the marina where I often rent boats. So if you come to Japan and you're part of the Patreon crew and we end up doing a boating adventure, which it seems like some of the Patreon crew have student visas and have already started to filter into Japan and Tokyo, and I've been getting notifications for that. So I may have to come back to Tokyo at some point in the near future to do one of these boat tours that I have talked about and promised about so much. So this is it from the back, and you can actually see the word Nakagin up there if I would get my hand out of the way. There we go. And as soon as we get into the back streets, instantly we get this mix of new and old buildings. And this dude on a bicycle. He's our friend. He's got a great jacket. And Charles Murphy in here keeping the super chat ball rolling with a super sticker. Thank you so much. And just down on the other side over here. Can we still get a peek of it from this angle? You kind of can. You can see just the edge of the Nakagin Tower there. So as we keep going down this way, we're going to be getting a lot closer, more into the area of Ginza and whatnot. So let's go see what the City of Lights has to offer. So, all that being said, that's the intro to the Nakagin Capsule Place. How is everybody doing tonight? Where are you watching from? And yeah, the lens flare on the iPhone 13 is kind of excessive. Not a huge fan. Also, here's a place where you can eat what the Japanese call horumon. And you can get highballs. Except a wee bit of an announcement. I've recently stopped drinking for the most part. I haven't had anything since maybe February. You see, when I did my boat licensing thing with Mitch and we went down and had our whole adventure, Mitch loves to drink and I drank. Ooh, this way looks fancy. Let's actually go this way. I drank more with Mitch in that, I don't know, 2 weeks or so that we spent together than I never drink that much. And I started to not feel as healthy as I like to feel. And so I've decided that I'm starting to cut out sugar. I am cutting out alcohol because the next big project is going to require me to be insanely healthy at a level that I'm not used to. So, no. I'm hitting wrong buttons. Where did that super chat go? And KNW3 asks, are there any other Metabolist buildings left in Japan? I'll add if there are, maybe some beautiful TOKYOLENS shoots of them. There are. Some of them are hidden. A lot of them are weirdly actually hidden in forests. So I think that we could do a whole thing where we go out and search them out if we can get time. But the majority of the next 12 to 18 months are going to be dedicated towards a very specific set of projects that we're going to be doing that I'm very excited about and can't wait to share, and that's all I'm going to say. And huge thank you to I can't are those L's or I's? Lala Washir. I hope I said that right. Said hope all is well. So I've been out of the loop a little. When are we going to get little plushies ordered a few months back? Just curious. Thank you. So I created Tsugaru Shamisen plushies, and those, they're in the description and all of that. And those will be coming out either late this month or early next month. You can put in your pre-orders for them. Unfortunately, with the world the way it is, the factory and everything ended up having supply delays and shipping delays and everything in between. And every direction that we look right now is beautiful. But thank you for asking. They are coming. I also invite you to harass the lovely people over at Teespring and let them know that you're waiting. I've been harassing them too, but if you have one on order and you're waiting for it to arrive, definitely. And Pied Piper always in here keeping that super chat ball rolling, saying, glad to catch part of the stream. Excited to see more things on Patreon. Just joined last month. Insanely excited to have you. You probably have a backlog of at least 50 videos and well over 100 live streams to catch up on. So I hope that's going well for you. But you probably already noticed that. I think this is in total, if I include the 2 Patreon streams today, this is our 3rd stream today alone. So I hope that you're enjoying it all. Thank you so much. And Emily Morton also keeping the super chat ball rolling, saying, hello, I want to thank you for inspiring me to learn how to play the Tsugaru Shamisen. Emily, that is absolutely amazing. I'm hoping that you're taking the Learn Shamisen lessons. It's patreon.com/learn shamisen from Kiki, because they are literally the top 2 players in Japan. They have won almost every tournament that there is, and they're doing bilingual shamisen lessons that teaches you everything from care of the shamisen, how not to destroy it, all the way up to playing techniques and everything. And honestly, I've looked at all the resources available for learning shamisen, including face-to-face lessons, and what Kiki's putting out so far is pretty much the best I've seen. Congratulations. I hope you're enjoying. Do not be shy about shooting me updates on that. I would love to hear more about your shamisen journey. I'm actually working on a shamisen related video in the near future. So thank you, Emily. Cookie Ninja keeping that super chat ball rolling, saying, I don't know what changed, but the stream looks really good. Yeah, I'm using a different piece of software called like Prism Live or something, and I'm using another piece of software that binds my cellular connection to my Wi-Fi connection in the hopes of dropping less connections. So the stream has become infinitely more complicated to manage, but seems to be working so far. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Thank you so much. I am low-key considering getting an actual like streaming backpack and getting everything set up. But also I've been testing out lately what time of the day is best. Oh my God, it's Colonel Sanders. You can't tell me that's not. That is so cool. Oh my God. Super, super cool. So yeah, Emily, if you haven't checked out Kiki's stuff yet, 100% go and check it out. Drop me a DM about it. Just let me know how things are going. Yeah, I'm glad that the stream is looking better and that people are enjoying it. And slices of Japan. This is one of the things I love about Tokyo, by the way. You don't get as much of this in Osaka as you do in Tokyo. The little shrines and whatnot hidden in the back corners. I love that. And Slices of Japan, thank you so much for that. As well as Hannah, keeping that super chat ball rolling, saying, wishing you luck on your next venture when you move out of Tokyo. Excited to see what the future holds. Yep, the next week or 2 of videos might be my last consistent videos in Tokyo for a while, and I'll do my best to come back when I can, as often as I can, obviously, but it won't be my main base of living. And again, we'll cover that soon enough. And the Thielman, thank you. Will they rebuild without the modularity and asbestos? I highly doubt they're gonna rebuild the Nakagin Capsule Towers, unfortunately. It would be nice if they did, but I don't think they will. So it's sad, it's unfortunate. I wish that they would rebuild the Nakagin. Like, one of the issues is, if you look at where we are, we're on the edge of Ginza right now, and Ginza is one of the most expensive areas for land, not just in Tokyo, not just in Japan, but in the world. This is one of the single most expensive places in the world for land. And unfortunately, the Nakagin is in a prime location and taking up some really great space. And people want that space because that space can be used to be converted to profit with brand new fancy black buildings that barely have any windows and are incredibly intimidating. But hopefully, as Japan moves forward, we'll see more and more unique and original designs come up in our day. I feel like a bounce back has to happen at some point. So, and Illuminati Illuminati Gaming. Thank you so much for that super chat, saying good evening from Missouri in the US here. Glad you are back on the grind. Always enjoy the content and unique outlook you provide from inside Japan. Thanks for the fix that until I can get there again. Well, thank you. The next, I'd say 12 to 18 months are going to be a very interesting journey for all of us. And hanging out with Otto. Hey Otto, how's it going? And Otto keeping that super chat ball rolling with a super chat for the purpose of fried chicken. Fried chicken and beverages are 100% always welcome. Do you think that we can zip through here without it killing the signal? Let's try to zip through without killing the signal. This just feels very fancy. Look at all the fanciness. If you guys haven't already, give that like button some love. Let's see if we cannot get ourselves to the next major milestone. This is how close we are to Ginza, by the way. We are literally in Ginza. This is Ginza Hachome, the 8th Chome of Ginza. And wow, super duper rare in Tokyo to find a street musician. You don't get a lot of them. So this way here, to give you kind of an idea, a peek, if you will, at where we're at. This is like the main strip of Ginza right here. And then as we head down this way, we get closer to Nihonbashi and Tokyo Station and all of those places. And again, a lot of the area that surrounds us here, you don't realize, but it's water and rivers. I don't feel like he's trying very hard, but he's you know, he's singing. Well, that was I don't know what to say about this one. Oh, was I backwards? Did I have everything backwards in my head? I did. I was totally backwards. Okay, guys, I lied. Let's refresh our brains here. I was flip-flopped. I somehow got my compass turned around. So down towards that way is going to be the Nihonbashi and Tokyo Station, everything like that. And out towards this way is going to be Shinagawa and all that. Whew. You know what? It's been a while since I've gone down this way. We're gonna head down this way towards the Shimbashi Shiodome zone space area thing. And while we're doing that, allow me to just read through a couple of comments here. Yeah, he might have had a drink or two. And Philip with the super chat saying, give him 400 yen. Philip, I super appreciate that, and I wish I could give him 400 yen, but A, I don't really carry cash, and B, I don't think he takes credit card or Suica. Sorry. But, in all honesty, huge love and appreciation for the super chat. So thank you. How often do you do these? All the time. And some of them stay up on the channel, some of them do not. So make sure that A, you hit that subscribe button for TOKYOLENS Explore if you haven't already, and B, that you make sure to turn on all notifications so you don't miss anything. But there is an entire channel worth of live streams up here. Look at this. This tells you so much about the Ginza area. And I'm really glad that the stream is so much clearer today than it is last time. So the last time that we did a live stream, the feed got really messy and really, really bad. In fact, maybe the last 2 times or so, but also the last 2 or so times that I did live streams that the quality got incredibly bad was around 9 or 10 a.m. So I feel like the phones are getting throttled around that time just because of how many people are on their phones instead of doing work like they should be. Also, have you noticed how many taxis? This is the area where everybody just hangs out and catches a taxi somewhere. Obviously, it's the taxi zone. It's the taxi hangout. And Cookie Ninja in there, keeping the super chat ball rolling, saying, how is the travel situation in Japan, by the way? This is a energetic little group. Well, the domestic travel situation, the travel situation within Japan is not bad. You can travel all the way out to Ginza 9 and Hooters, should you so want to. Is that closed? I'm super curious because it's like a weekday night. It's like a Wednesday night at 11 p.m. and Hooters is closed. Have they just shut down? $3.22. Okay. It's amazing that you actually see Hooters in Japan. It's one of the few places, Hooters and TGI Fridays and whatnot, that you can actually get really tons of deep fried Western style foods and all that. So the domestic travel situation within Japan is fine. People are still traveling domestically. In fact, a lot of the news and reporters and whatnot have kind of stopped reporting on the numbers as much. Like, it's kind of falling into the background. And now Japan has started to allow a lot of international students and whatnot into the country. Look at this car. Look at that. I'm pretty sure that's a Lambo. Yep, that is a Lamborghini. And it is just bonkers. I can't stop staring at the car. Okay, no, I'm not gonna stop staring at the car. I'm looking at the car. Wow. Loving it. Okay. And I did not want to be on this side of the street, but now we are. This is the way things happen. We're running back. Just as it turns red too. All right. Whew. There we go. See, we're not jaywalking today. It's green. But no, they're not allowing tourists into Japan yet. That may change within this year. I genuinely don't know. Wish I did. Wish I could say more. And we got the Shinkansen up there. So that's a moment to appreciate. Look at that. And this brings us to Shimbashi. That taxi was super impatient and wanted to squish me like a bug. Yeah. Sounds of the city are quite nice here, aren't they? Switch over to the wide camera for a bit so we can get like more of a feel of the area and the izakayas and everything. And Sarah Nova in here keeping that super chat ball rolling. Thank you so much. Sorry to see an architectural icon disappear, but it's great to see it documented. Stream looks great and I'm glad I was able to catch this one live. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you're able to catch it live as well. And Tiana's in there saying this makes work go so fast. Stay awesome. Thank you. In the background, loving this. Yeah, it required some subscriptions and whatnot to get this stream going this way. Let's take the back alley because that's super safe. But so far it's worth it, and if we can pull off 3 to 5 streams with it being this clear and the connection holds, then I think we just need to be careful of the time that we're streaming and what food we order, and otherwise we'll be good. It's getting crappy soon, so there we go. And Christina in there keeping the super chat ball rolling, saying hi from Canada. Got my jet news yesterday. I'm super excited. Love to stream some of my adventures. Would you recommend getting a streaming backpack? Congratulations, first off and foremost. Insanely big. That is so exciting. I am so happy for you. Congratulations a million times over on getting your jet news. I'm sure you're gonna have a fantastic time. There is so much to consider. Also, I'm just learning about streaming backpacks myself and what is good, whether they're a good option or whether I can just keep doing things on my phone. I think the best way really is to learn by doing, but there are people out there who absolutely swear by the streaming backpacks. I just tend to swear by streaming on my phone because of the simplicity of it. I figure the more simple it is, the more often that I'm likely to do it, and the more complicated it gets, the less I'm gonna do it. So my goal for the streams has always been to keep it affordable enough to keep going, simple enough that I want to keep going. And you guys recognize that blue sign right there? That neon sign? Let me know if you do. Drop it in the chat. And this brings us out to Shimbashi Station. Let's wrap around to the other side of Shimbashi Station. So, how is the FPV piloting going? The FPV stuff has completely gone on hold for now. Mostly because of the giant Pelican case that I need to cart around with me anytime that I want to do FPV stuff. And the extra complication of how long it takes to charge everything and all the management and make sure it's all connected. And on almost any adventure that I've gone super hardcore and tried to do FPV stuff, I end up losing hours and hours and hours that I could have used to be telling stories. And then what happens is when I've wasted a day of filming to just play around with an FPV drone or something like that, I end up feeling insanely guilty because that's content that I could have made for you guys. That's something that I could have done to bring somebody out of a rut or to, you know, brighten your day, maybe even just a little bit. I know there are a lot of people who are stuck and struggling and really miss being in Japan. So when I've gone out to shoot a video for you guys and I end up wasting the time just playing around, I feel ridiculously guilty. So the FPV stuff has kind of gotten put on hold. And unfortunately, due to upcoming changes in the drone laws, I may not be flying drones as much moving forward, because soon you're going to require a license for it in Japan, and there's this whole radio license thing that I've got to do. Anyways, it's a whole long thing. But Annette Anderson is keeping that super chat ball rolling in there, saying a cup of coffee. Annette, always thank you so much. Can't tell you how much I appreciate it. Means the absolute world. Now we are in the back streets of the, I guess we're in the main, we're not even in the back streets right now. We are in the Shimbashi area. This is literally, you can hear the trains in the background. This is right outside of Shimbashi Station. I also wonder, like a year from now, when hopefully the borders are open and everything, what is this gonna be like? And doing streams, how many people am I gonna run into? How many times are we gonna have the chance to just hang out and have a coffee together on the street and all of that? These are things that I am genuinely curious about and really looking forward to. Also, just a midstream reminder, let's see if we cannot spike the like button to the next milestone. What are we at? I haven't even looked. This app that I've got here doesn't even show me, so I have no clue what we're at in terms of likes. Not the slightest clue. So, and yeah, the license, the radio license is not an RC license. It's like a proper, it's anyway, it's like Japanese police working hard. Takes 3 of them to pull over one truck, give one truck a ticket. efficiency at work right there. 461. I think we can punch that to 500. Let's see if we cannot get the likes up to 500 in the next 2 minutes. Go crazy. Give that like button some love and let's see what we can do. Look at the lights of this. It just feels so alive. I spend a lot of time at home reading and studying right now for things that are coming up. I would say, I don't know, I'm up to 4 to 5 hours of studying on average per day. And so it feels really wild to be out and about around all these people. It's just so many people. The world is so alive right now, and I'm in it. And Slices of Japan, always keeping that super chat ball rolling. Slices, thank you so much. Insanely kind. Saying, hey Norm, loving the stream. Keep up the awesome work. Enjoy a beverage on me. Best of luck in your future endeavors. Honestly, thank you so much for that. Slices of Japan. That's your new name. Slices of Japan. Slices of Japan is also an insanely active member of the TOKYOLENS Patreon crew, and we've been having a good time hanging out on there, so thank you so much for that. It is almost overwhelming, honestly, to be around this many people when you're so used to just being indoors in the quiet. And I love how like Shimbashi, because of the number of drunks out here, actually requires like a safety patrol. Let's take a minute just to enjoy this train. And Just Mags in there with a super chat as well. Thank you so much for that. I also love that this area is bright enough that we can just keep it on wide camera mode. No, 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 stay. You stay. You do not squish me. I refuse to be squished. It is not what I am into. We're not playing things that way. Look at this. So there used to be some theaters down here underneath the train tracks in Shimbashi area. And you could go and check out, for example, 2 movies. 2 movies. Also, Little Giraffe. Hi, Little Giraffe. You could watch 2 movies that have been like taken out of the theaters a couple months before or something like that. For something like 700 or 800 yen, it was insanely cheap to watch 2 movies on an actual movie theater screen. And Pedro Luft in there. How you doing, man? Keeping the super chat ball rolling, saying, hey Norm, borders are finally open for students. Getting very excited. Hope everyone is doing well. Much love from Brazil, as always. Thank you so much, as always. What's up? What's up? Hey. Yo. Nice guy. Really wants to pitch his business. I think he earned it because he wants up to me. And Sammy, thank you so much, Sammy. Sammy's also got some excitement coming on right now. So, little pro tip, tiny secret. In this area here, there are a lot of buildings such as these ones here that have open stairwells. And these open stairwells can often lead to amazing shots over the train tracks that you otherwise wouldn't be able to get. You can see the Shinkansen and the other trains. And again, if it is an open stairwell and it does not have a Tachiiri Kinshi sign or something that says no entry, if you are not undoing a chain or a lock to get up there, you are not breaking a law. So simply be respectful if you go up. The number of times that I've gone up a set of stairs to explore an area and I've been greeted by somebody like smoking on the 8th floor, or look at this, we're going down, we have to go down. Or like I've often told the story of the security guard who caught me up on a roof once, and as soon as he realized that I was there for photography, he was like, no, this way. And I was like, oh, he's escorting me out of here. This is embarrassing. And he unlocked a gate and just simply took me to the other side. And he's like, there's a better view over here. And we're back with our little dude over here. What's up? Hi. I would pet you, but you look incredibly dirty. So I will opt to not pet you make no physical contact, and we'll keep walking. So, and a super chat in here from H. Mungster Moa. I hope I said it right. Saying good morning from the USA. I have relatives in Laos. Always fascinated me how lively other places are despite time differences. Same feeling watching your streams. I'm really glad you can enjoy it. So for those who are just joining in, no, Japan is not open yet. Google is also a really good place to find out if Japan is open yet. And right now we are in the back streets of the Shimbashi area, just around the corner from the Nakagin Capsule Tower, which is being taken down later on this month. It's going to be really heartbreaking. Now, some of these capsules are going to be dispersed throughout different areas in Japan. Some, I'm wondering if some are going to end up in private ownership, to be honest, because again, they're still really pushing to get some of these capsules into the hands of Japanese museums and whatnot, but there's only been interest from foreign museums so far. So they're really struggling to get Japan to appreciate the beauty of the Nakagin Capsule Tower. So it's really unfortunate because it is truly an amazing building. As we get back here, it's starting to get darker and darker. We might have to switch back to the main lens, so and move over here so we don't get squished. And if you haven't already, be sure to give that like button just a little more. Ooh, sorry, I see like this narrow tunnelway, and I'm like, yes, I will go through the narrow tunnel. This looks like it'll be used for parking. I can't imagine it being useful for anything else. Yay, here we go. Everyone's having a great time over here. We're gonna head down this way. So how many people in the chat right now are students who have either recently gotten their visas or are just waiting on their visa news or have just arrived in Japan? How many of you are students? I would love to know. If you're willing to put your hands up, put your hands up. And if you have advice or information for other students on the process, I invite that in the comment section, as well as things are not as simple as they once were back in the day. Things are constantly changing, so if there's information you have that you think would be useful to other people in your situation, definitely share it. Look at this area, look at this. Look at the beautiful lights. I never tire of this in the least. Arrived this weekend, just arrived and study here. Wow. I'm always low-key to mid-key genuinely excited when people who are actually in Japan watch the channel and watch the streams. It puts this pressure on me, like I've got to find something good to share with you. I've got to find some place good to take you, some kind of value that I can give to you that you'd be able to go out tomorrow and do something really interesting. So I hope that you guys are enjoying this stream today. How are you filming in public without people reacting to the camera? That's actually a really big one. So first and foremost, one of the things that I do is I just don't make eye contact with people while I'm filming, because then they feel like the pressure's on. They feel like they're being looked at. If you don't look at them, if I just look at the screen or I look around, one of the other big things I do is I jaywalk and I look around. When people are coming towards me, I will look other ways. I will look up to the left, to the right, and try not to make eye contact with people, and try not even to like meet faces, if that makes sense, because it makes it easier for them to just look away and not feel like they're being filmed. The other thing is, I keep the camera considerably lower than my eye line. Like my eye line is actually, I guess you can't really tell. I keep the camera down near my chest and whatnot. Let's come up to this group here. So I keep the camera at my chest, but if I put it at my eye line, it would be here.
Yeah, remember. Do you know I remember? いや、本当良かったね。U-の時さ、俺2回ともめちゃくちゃやらかしちゃってさ、覚えてくれなかった。
I'm actually really glad to see that. For all too long, Japan was getting really strict and cracking down on any form of street performance whatsoever. The cops, security would be all over that. It was insane. And it made it really difficult for people to enjoy doing street performances and stuff like that. So it took away that beautiful culture of the city. Street performances in Tokyo all over the place used to be a massive, massive part of Tokyo culture. You could not go somewhere on the weekend or in the evening without seeing street performers, dancers, singers, rappers, musicians, this, that, that. It was a massive and beautiful part of Tokyo. And then they implemented this system called the Heaven Artist system, and you had to apply for a permit for specific times and specific locations in order to do a street performance. And it was insanely strict too. About 85 to 90% of all people who applied did not pass because, again, it was limited spaces for those who could actually do it. And then you would just get a bunch of people who were doing kendama or smacking devil sticks around or throwing a ball up in the air. And it wasn't great, to be honest. And it took away that really organic, beautiful feeling of Tokyo at night and stuff like that. And I really am so happy to see street performers out on a beautiful spring evening like this. Because it's warm right now. I'd say it's at least 16, 17 degrees realistically. It's warm, it's beautiful, and I'm really happy to see the street performers out. So, there we go. And now we're on the corner back near Shimbashi Station. And what camera are you using for this live stream? I'm just streaming this on my iPhone 13. That's it. Sounds like the Toronto busking permits. Yeah, not too dissimilar, but it's a lot easier to get like a permit in Toronto, whereas here there's a very limited number of people who are actually allowed to do it, which kind of sucks. And Pedro in here saying, best advice I have for students is trying to get a JLPT N5 certificate before going. Makes it much easier to get the visa. Never heard of that. Did not know that. Interesting information. Honestly, with moderate study, you could probably hit up the JLPT N3 within, I'd say, 6 months of dedicated study. If you were to do 6 months of dedicated study every single day, you would be able to pass JLPT N3 with not a lot of struggle or challenge behind it. If you were to study the same amount, honestly, like every single day, you give yourself a dedicated 1 hour of study to Japanese per day, every single day for a 1 year period, passing the N2 would not be impossible. So, and we're gonna start to get a little darker, so we'll punch into the nicer camera. That way we're not walking on the wrong side. I'm not walking on the wrong side. There's no wrong side to. So when you're passing people, typically you want to pass on the left, but there's no right or wrong side of the street to walk on. That's not an actual thing that exists. So if somebody jumps in and tells you that you're walking on the wrong side, you can say, LOL. LOL, bro. LOL. Shimbashi, it is my favorite spot in town. Izakaya side streets, it doesn't get any better. I miss it. It is an honest, beautiful, 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 ultra wide to normal looks so weird. I know, it looks like we're walking with a zoom lens now. Everything looks insanely zoomed in. You don't have to apologize for the wrong side thing. It is fine. I like being saucy in the live streams. It's part of the stream. You just gotta be like, hey, it's saucy Norm. Tomato sauce. And RF in here saying, thank you for sharing the sights and the sounds. Honestly, thank you for being a part of it. I thought you were streaming from an actual camera. Dang, iPhone quality really lit. Yeah, not too bad. That doesn't fly on the escalators in Japan. Yeah, on the escalators in this area, in the Tokyo area, you want to stand to the left and let people pass to the right, unless you are in a shopping center, at which point it doesn't quite apply, but you should still do it just as a courtesy. And the if you're in the Osaka area, the Kansai area, it's opposite. You want to stand on the right and let people pass on the left. Super narrow street with absolutely nothing. Whew. And Emily's saying, I quit my job and went back to school this year. Japanese has been very difficult but fulfilling. That sounds about right. Difficult but fulfilling. Honestly, when it comes to learning Japanese or learning anything realistically, you just need to make the learning of that a part of your everyday life. Do not allow yourself to take off more than one day in a row. Like you could, for example, take off 3 days a week, but don't make any 2 of those days in a row. You want to make sure that you're studying at least every single day or every other day at the very, very minimum. But do not take 2 days off in a row, because if you take a second day off, you will take a third, you will take a fourth. And next thing you know, you've gone a week without checking your study materials and without learning anything, and it's no longer a part of your life. So when you are studying for something, my biggest advice is just make it a part of your life. Make it a part of the way that you wake up in the morning. Make it a part of the way that you go to bed. The studying that I'm doing now, I wake up and typically do about 30 to 40 minutes of studying in the morning. And then I do some midday studying just over lunch as I'm eating. And then before I go to bed, I tend to do like a fairly deep dive, 1 to 2 hours of studying if I can. Some nights even more. Some nights I will finish up like my actual editing work and whatnot, maybe 9 p.m., 10 p.m. And I will study clear through to 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. So and I see a question in there asking me if I will ever stream on the purple platform. The T to the W to the itch. And I do have a channel over there, but the software for a while got really spotty and shady and difficult to trust. And so for the longest time I had stopped streaming on there. And this dude's having like a video call or something with somebody, or just like chatting with his friend or someone on the speaker. And they have a really crispy, loud, sharp voice. And it's super distracting. So it's a rare thing to have someone just walk around Tokyo on speakerphone, or I guess doing a live stream, talking loudly as they walk through the streets, like the foreign bugger that I are. Gomondori. Hey. Would you focus on the thing I want you to focus on rather than focusing on things I don't want you to focus on? And I'm super glad that this live stream is looking so crisp. Honestly, 100%, the quality of this live stream is entirely thanks to the Patreon crew who has been supporting me to get the live stream set up just a little bit better. As I said, I'm using a service right now that binds my Wi-Fi connection with my cellular connection and brings the two together, and then using a third-party app to stream this. So huge thank you to the Patreon team for all the advice. I appreciate all of our hangouts and our chats on Discord, and you helping me become just a little more technically proficient in all the new and modern technologies that are coming out. I love it, and I love you guys. Thank you. And oops, almost hit it. Mominator, I really like your style of video. Glad I finally caught you live to say a sincere thanks to you. Well, honestly, thank you. Thank you so much for the kind words. Thank you so much for keeping that super chat ball rolling. I have all the gratitude in the world from me to you. I appreciate you being here, so thank you very much for that. And Monier also keeping that super chat ball rolling, saying, "Hey Norm, what kind of music do you jam to?" I do not. I know that's a weird response, but when I started learning the Tsugare Shamisen about 10 years ago, I dedicated to spending at least a decade listening to nothing other than shamisen music, so I could truly get a feel for the instrument. I was obviously decades behind where Japanese people would be with their understanding and feeling of traditional Japanese music, and I wanted to be able to feel it in the same way. And so for the last decade, I've primarily listened to that. Otherwise, I listen to a lot of the classic rock. Basically, I don't know how to describe it to people. So if you've ever watched Guardians of the Galaxy and you like the music that they have in there, pretty much everything I listen could fit into a Guardians of the Galaxy playlist. And Skip-a-Doo saying, "Good morning from the East Coast, USA. Hope you're having a lovely night. Wish me luck. Just started my application to study abroad in Tokyo in 2023. Well, wishing you all the best of luck in that. Super, super exciting." And this brings us full circle to the Nakagin Capsule Tower. It's just so crazy to know that each one of those could just be popped right off of there. I want one. I desperately, desperately want one of these capsules just to be my own. Like, buy a little plot of land out in the countryside and just plop the capsule down there on a set of cinder blocks, and that will be where I live. I really want one of the capsules, and I don't think that I'll be able to buy one of the capsules, which is unfortunate, but hey, so look at that. So if you guys haven't already, give one last blast to that like button. Let's see if we can't get it up to 10,000 likes in the next 30 seconds. Does that sound accurate at all? Does 10,000 likes in the next 30 seconds sound like something we can do? I feel like we could probably do 800 likes. It's just so heartbreaking to see. Like the last time that I'm gonna see Nakagin. It's gorgeous and I'm gonna miss it. I'm absolutely, positively gonna miss it. Especially, this is gonna be torn down after I leave Tokyo, after I move out of Tokyo. Be able to be here to record the tearing down of this, which is sad. But I'm really glad that we got to come out tonight and hang out here and check out the Nakagin Capsule Tower. So do me a favor, when the stream wraps up, leave me something in the comments. Holy cow. Philip, thank you so much for that big old final super chat there. That means the absolute world to me. I really appreciate it. And we definitely have some new unique adventurous live streams coming up in the near future. I hope that all of you have a beautiful day. Please, please, please leave me something in the comments. If you want to know where I'm, make sure that you have notifications on for this and the TOKYOLENS channel. I hope that your night is beautiful. And I will see you guys again real soon. Bye, guys. Leave me something in the comments.